So the first stage of a relationship is more egocentric. It's more primal. It's in that place where we feel as though we need someone. It might be where it's the macho jerk and the submissive housewife. It might be the relationship where there's jealousy, there's pain, there's no trust. It's where people are kind of more in that very primal place where they feel disempowered or they feel like they need to overempower someone. It's not a bad place to be, because also in there there's strength. Also in there is where you do want to connect to and when you think of the first stage, think of this part of your body, the lower part of your body, your genitals, your root chakra, things that stabilize you. And so if you don't have that, if you don't feel stabilized, if you don't feel like you have that, you have the propensity to want to get that from someone else. You have that needy energy. But if you're grounded here, you don't have that energy, okay? But in that energy also is still you don't want to be disconnected from that, okay? The second stage is when you get to understand your femininity or your masculinity. You might develop that part of yourself. It might be where a woman learns to become more independent. She doesn't necessarily need a man. It gets to a place where maybe you're negotiating, you're compromising. It's a little bit more heartfelt. You're able to have conversation. You create boundaries so the other person doesn't hurt you, like in the primal mode, in the victimization mode. In that experience, also, two people could become almost more like roommates. It's more moving towards, I would say, pleasure and compromise than anything else. If you think about this for a moment, most people today try to get to that. And that is where we have all these things that are in common. Nothing's going to rock the boat. We're going to get along. And you notice that those type of relationships somehow fizzle out. If they don't fizzle out, at least the sexuality fizzles out. And yet the relationships where there's a lot of sexual energy or where there's a little bit of drama or whatever, there's something that's very passionate about that. Because your soul is yearning to grow, to evolve. There's much more to you. And secondly, you need the polarity for there to continue to be passion in a relationship. So moving towards pleasure only, moving towards that second stage, you can diffuse your energy and your partner's energy. And in other words, if you come to a place where you don't need a man, how will you energetically attract a man? And if you are a man who's say, you have a career now and you're also connected to your femininity, meaning that you go to the beach, you surf and so forth, you might not be one of those type of men who are out there really looking for the woman. You are connecting to other feminine sources. There's nothing wrong with that, but also in that, we get stuck. We don't grow. Okay? So now there's the third stage. The third stage is where we move more into the greater calling of who we are and the relationship that will actually help us grow, the relationship that will connect us to our heart, the relationship that we know will possibly trigger us, the relationship that will keep us intrigued, the relationship that we will possibly cross boundaries purposely but lovingly. Meaning that your woman might be doing something that's harmful to herself and others, and you know what you're going to say might risk the relationship. But your love for her and her growth is more important than you keeping her and your fear. So it might be, honey, if you can continue to do that, blah, blah, blah. It's where partners start calling each other on their stuff, again, lovingly, but it's where you might trust your partner's judgment and heart more than your own. And you know this. You have some relationships where you are connected to this person and they'll tell you one thing, but you're feeling something different. And you feel comfortable to say, you know, I don't really believe you. But oftentimes when we're lovers, we hold back. We feel like there's more at risk. So the third stage is risking it all. Risking it all also means in your body, you need to get to that place where you're completely open and you surrender to that. And it might be the man also where he learns how to turn up his masculinity and take control. In other words, I know many women would love a man who can say, stop that. I'm going to take care of you, or who's very directional and will basically like call you on your shit, and you're like turned on. I mean, it could be a turn off when you have a man say, you know what, if that's what you think you want to do, it's okay. And he goes into this kind of therapeutic moment, you know, let's just share. It could be a turn off, you know? And so we need to show up that way. And so when two people honor that and get to that place, you can be more honest. And in that relationship, you get to rediscover each other every day. It's not about this box. It's not about the vows. It's not about keeping it safe. It's not about trying to be together forever. It's about trying to be as authentic and loving in every moment that you're with that person. And that itself will create a relationship that lasts longer than the other ones. There'll be more passion in that. My parents' relationship is like that. That's how they lasted 50 years. So they don't necessarily kiss each other's asses. They're hilarious. They have strong personalities. My mom's not a typical passive Japanese woman. My dad hollers. She's like, oh, right, I'm going to the gym. And she does her things. And, you know, it creates this attraction because my dad can't capture her. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah.
He can't capture. And it's not about playing hard to get.
Right.
It's that my mother has never lost herself.
Right.
You don't, in the third stage, you don't lose yourself. You lose yourself, you lose your ego,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you don't lose yourself.
If you were being offered some free tools that could get you unstuck, would you be interested? If so, visit RayDoktor.com and receive your free transformational exercises. Imagine starting each day feeling deeper love, a clearer mind, and being able to say to yourself, I really feel good. My clients love these and so will you. Get them now for free at RayDoktor.com.